Hello indie game fans, the Steam Next Festival is upon us once again, and if you're new to this, it's filled with a ton of demos to play, almost as if you were on a physical show floor of a gaming convention. So let's kick off the coverage with some action-adventure games. To prevent repetition, I've excluded games that were featured in some presentation during E3, but most of those do have demos as well, so do check out all my coverage for games of interest. Let's begin with Radio Viscera, a game that has one of the most interesting descriptions since it's a fast-paced, top-down shooter without bullets, so that alone got my attention. The main mechanic is to use your air cannon to hurl enemies into traps. We're trying to fight your way out of a cultist compound with this makeshift weapon. The physics look so satisfying in this, even allowing you to blast through walls, which, combined with the variety of brutal traps, does look like fun. I've mentioned the creepy park story before when talking about new trailers for the month, which did get a demo for this festival. After an unfortunate accident, our hero finds himself in an abandoned country park, having to tap on the power of animals within as he fights off demons and tries to find a way to escape. The animal transformation allows you to access new areas or to uncover what you need to progress, so it's an interesting take on the genre that's worth checking out. Another title that has appeared on the channel before is Lila's Sky Arc, one from developer Monolith of Minds, who you might recognize from their previous title, Resolution from 2020. You're defending your Sky Island home against a fleet of enemy airships using copper, bone, and powerful alchemy in order to do so, having quite a cool look due to the color palette selected. This one sticks out against the rest since Legends of Valhalla is a Diablo-style action RPG rather than a Zelda-style action-adventure game, but there were not enough Diablo-type games for the festival, so I've grouped this together. Given the name, you're playing as a Norse god, wandering Midgard and using your powers to get fame, glory and loot, which naturally involves slaying monsters and helping the locals. I'll admit, it's not the prettiest game, where the environments in particular need more flair, but as a fan of action RPGs, I do want to give this a nod. Another promising looking action-adventure title is DROS, one with a two-protagonist setup where the unlikely duo of a knight and a little shadow blob creature thing have been inextricably linked together, having to go on a grand adventure in a dark fairy tale world as they venture to the top of something known as the Machine. The two-character setup does allow for plenty of clever puzzles, although I'm curious about how this will be used in combat. While I usually prefer the 2D pixel art look, I do have to say that the 3D environments and objects are very well done here. Nothing mind-blowing but not bad by any stretch, so for something a little different, do give this a try.
Can't walk.
Ever since Super Mario Maker, the build-your-own game creator has been increasing in popularity, where everyone has been asking for a Zelda Maker, and fed up of waiting, Super Dungeon Maker Fink's Awakening is just that. It stars an adorable chicken as the main protagonist, doing very Link-like stuff, but the concern is that Zelda dungeons are much more complex than a Mario level, so do check out the demo to get a better idea. Another long in development title shows signs of life with UNSIGHTED, a gorgeous pixel art entry where you're playing as an android, fighting your way through the world of Arcadia in order to find a source of energy to power androids which is running out, but the fear is that when out of energy, the androids become unsighted, turning into enemies. It has amazing pixel art in characters, enemies and environments, a non-linear structure, shortcuts, a focus on the clock, and even having the option to choose which android you want to give the energy to, which does mean replayability. Nice variety of weapons, cool boss designs and sleek action makes it look fantastic, so do look out for this later this year. An impressive looking title is Selfloss, one that taps upon Slavic and Icelandic myths, where you're an old man who is trying to perform a soul healing ritual for those in grief, having to traverse a wide world and battle giant bosses in order to do so. While this trailer is a little on the long side, I enjoyed the gorgeous art every step of the way, showing off some nice variety in environments. It does look as if travelling is a central part of the game and is not simply limited to dungeons, but don't worry, there's plenty of action and combat, almost looking like fan favourite Tunic in some spots as well. I was very pleasantly surprised to have come across this game when browsing Steam during the festival, shocking even myself that I've never heard of this game, and is a great example of why I love events like this. I covered There Is No Light so many times on the channel before, so not much more to say other than play the demo and wait for release. I love pixel art, so a no-brainer pick is Terracotta, an action-adventure game with a Chinese setting where you're on a quest to free the spirits of the Terracotta soldiers, having to fight bosses and to uncover secrets of an ancient empire. More than just straight up action adventure, this plays with depth, perspective and camera angles very nicely, even having platforming sections like having to wall jump between two walls and actions like horse riding as well. The action looks fantastic, but the boss designs are impressive, getting a great spot on the list.
What? You have been enrolled into a one-year exchange program at Azefeld.
My goodness, Story Arcana is a pixel art magic school RPG that looks absolutely fantastic, where rather than focusing on the life sim aspects, this is straight up an action-adventure RPG where there appears to be plenty of combat and dungeons, although there are also parts where you explore the town or to craft your wand. It's more or less Harry Potter from the looks of the setup, down to having a train station featuring prominently in the trailer, where that series has fallen out of favour in recent times, so perhaps to get some good vibes back to the wizarding world, this is a title to check out, taking the #1 spot. For more upcoming games like Zelda, check out this video and I will see you after the jump.
Story Arcana.